Dave.
Hey,
How you doing?
what's going on? I'm
Not
doing
much.
pretty good.
Good. All right. So, I want to take a shot at this. If I butcher it, I'm sorry, but I want to take a shot at the last name. Is it
Uh,
Magallanez? Forget it. You go ahead. What is it?
It's Magallanez.
I never would have got it.
Yeah, most people don't. I kind of just start smiling when they look at my last name. I just start smiling already.
Oh, that's funny. So you're in the band Pigweed, and you are the man behind the turntable.
Yes, sir. Actually, we just kind of had to do a little bit of a lineup change up.
Okay.
Because dealing with Star One and a label and stuff, we had to make sure that the guys that were we had a couple guys that just didn't know if they were going to be able to do what we plan on doing. So
Right.
we kind of changed some stuff up. Originally, I was doing turntables and some samples, and as well as doing backup vocals with our singer Fresh. As of now, Fresh has removed himself from the group, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, well, it was really weird because he started kind of just going through some things, and his writing kind of stopped. And what I did was I kind of just took over in the writing because we had some songs that we really wanted to get out there. And so I actually winded up in our set live, I winded up singing like 3 or 4 songs on my own.
Okay.
And then Fresh backed me up. So we kind of switched roles.
Okay.
So when he decided to depart, all the stuff that I had written was on the new material. So it was kind of like, well, we've already kind of made that adjustment with me stepping up and doing the vocals now. And Fresh kind of pulling back because he had kind of informed us that some things were going on. So we actually pulled in one of the best DJs that we had here in San Antonio. And his name's DJ Effects, and he jumped on board. He came in and just really threw it down for us.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, he's actually doing all the turntables and the samples, and me and him get together and actually work on the samples together. And then we get everything into his system, and he does everything live.
Wow.
Yeah, so
you're just are you just the front man now?
Yeah, now I'm doing just the vocals, and then we have a little bit of percussion that we're starting to add in, but we're just adding it in very tastefully, kind of where it's needed.
Okay.
Because some of the new songs that we have call for a little bit of conga work and stuff like that. So it's gotten pretty interesting over here on this side. But the new stuff is just really amazing, man. Like now that I can kind of focus on what I'm doing instead of focusing on 2 parts.
Right.
And Jesse's come in, the DJ. We're really, really writing some amazing stuff now. So it all worked out for the best, you know, because the one thing that everybody agrees on when they joined Pigweed was, in overall, we need to do what's best for the band.
Right.
And Fresh just felt that his moment in his life was going to interfere and hold us back, so he decided to leave. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
That had to
sir.
be
So
quite
yeah.
a photo. Damn.
Yeah, it really was, and it was really the wrong timing. But like, I'd rather him do it now than him get in there and do this album with us,
Right.
and then do it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that would suck.
yeah, so we went ahead and just rolled with it. Since 3 of the new songs that we're recording right now, I'm the one that actually sings them. So it's kind of like a whole new start, really.
Cool. Now, did you start the band?
Actually, my guitar player Mo started the band probably about 8 years ago, and
okay.
I came into the group probably about 6 years ago.
Okay.
I had just recently got off tour in a different band, and a friend of mine named John was playing with the guys in Pigweed, and he asked me to come and hang out with him one day, and I was actually planning on taking a break because the band I was in, we just got off the road, and we parted ways. We had a long run, so I was planning on taking a break, and I met these guys. I met Mo, and me and Mo just clicked, and the break never occurred. And I just continued. I just continued with Pigweed, and me and Mo write 90% of the music together. We write the guitars. We do most of the drumming. And then we'll have our drummer come in and kind of listen to it, and he'll tell us what he wants and where he thinks it should change. And then we just go from there, man, really.
So what instruments do you play? Do you play any instruments? Or?
So now, like originally, I'm a drummer. I've been playing drums for about 27 years.
Wow.
And yeah, and I went on the road for a little while with a band out of San Antonio called Judgmental for about 5 years when I was 17. And we did a lot of amazing stuff with Anthrax, Fight, a lot of the older bands back then, Overkill, Propane, stuff like that. And then I winded up getting a little frustrated with the music scene around 98, 99, and I started a new band, but I was playing guitar.
Okay.
And that band kind of just blew up as well, and we got to do a lot of cool stuff with, like, Limp Bizkit, Cold Chamber, Power Man 5000, Snot. We did Warped Tour, stuff like that, and that's when I had met John. And he just kind of was a fan of my old band, Billy Mac. And when he found out that I was leaving and we were breaking up, he was real quick to kind of just not get me in his group, but, you know, like, hey, come over and barbecue, man, and just kind of hang out. And just kind of went from there.
Nice.
So yeah.
How did you get started doing like turntables?
Actually, as I got into Pigweed, I started experimenting here at my house. I got a little a software set up, a recording set up. I started using some Logic Pro X and started kind of learning about recording. And as I was learning about the recording and writing the music, I just wanted to add more. I just felt like there needed to be more. I wanted to experiment more at the time. At the time, I was like, man, why can't we, if we're going to go into, you know, a rap area in this metal song, why don't we make it, like, fully rap instead of still guitars and everything? So I started bringing in MIDI controllers and turntables and samplers, and I just started experimenting with that. And then when I joined Pigweed, I actually came in on percussion. I had a full percussion setup. Congos, timbales, the whole works. And we were more of a Latin kind of hip-hop metal band when I joined. And through member changes, I found myself kind of jumping around in Pigweed because some of the new material we wrote at that time didn't have a lot of percussion, and our guitar player quit, and next thing you know, I was doing both. I was in one live show, a 45-minute set, I was playing, 3 songs on full guitar, and then 2 songs had guitar with a percussion part in it, and then the other songs were just percussion, and then I had a song that I did vocals on. So just in one live show, I was jumping around.
Wow.
Already, kind of. Yeah. And that's what really got a lot of our attention. Was me kind of jumping around. People were starting to come up and go, man, you were jamming on the percussion. Next thing you know, I turn around, you have a guitar, and you're jumping up and down, and it just blew me away. So
you're
it kind of got our name out there. Yeah. I try to put in my work, so.
So growing up as a drummer for, 27 years and playing guitar, did you ever expect yourself to be behind turntables at a point in your life?
No, I never really thought, that I would be in the position I am now. 'Cause now I stand there with just a microphone in my hands, and I'm like, wow. But it really drives me to, because I'm a musician at heart. I really don't. The whole band is like that. We really don't care about being famous and making all this money and all these groupies. It's not really about that. We just want to be heard, and it's really about putting out the best album that we can, that comes from our heart, because we feel like if we write with nothing but our true emotions, there's going to be millions of people out there that are going to be able to connect with what we're trying to say. Right. And that's really the way we write, too. It's kind of weird because as we went through member changes, some of the guys were like, we need to write some new songs, and we already had some new songs. And they never really understood, I told them, we don't come to practice and sit down and go, we're going to write this new song. The way me and Mo do it is off true emotions. So the last song I wrote, I think I woke up at 3 a.m. and I wrote it in 5 minutes.
Wow.
I had a dream about something, and I woke up frustrated and just thinking of that moment that it related to in my life, and I just picked up my guitar, went to my recording studio, laid down something in 5-10 minutes, went to bed. And that's one of our biggest songs that we play live right now.
Wow.
So, writing with your true emotions is really, really where it's at, and that's really where the people are going to be able to relate to you.
I totally agree.
So.
Totally agree. Now, you said you guys are working on the album.
Yes, sir.
How long are we going to have to wait for this album to come out?
We're actually trying to release it at the end of April. But when we got involved with Star One, I really took the time to sit down, and so did she. Laura Patterson, the CEO and owner of the label, really got to sit down and talk with her and really, just get to know her as a person. And I just pretty much went to her and said, I want your professional opinion on what we should do, because now the music industry is just so different. I mean, back in our days, you had to go buy a whole album and then listen to the whole album to figure out what songs you liked, but you still had to buy the whole album.
Right.
And it's not like that anymore. It's not like that anymore. You can go online and just kind of, that's the one I heard, click, and you buy it, and then the whole album just sits there for the next listener. So she gave me her professional opinion, and then I took it to the band, and we decided that it would be easier and maybe better for us to go ahead and put out an EP in the middle of January.
Okay.
And then, because we literally have over 30 songs recorded and ready to go with different vocal ideas, and we're overwhelmed with what we have. So we're really going through them now and picking the best ones we can, polishing them up, getting them ready to release an EP in January, and then continue to work on the 8 to 10 songs that we decided on for the album. So I would say we're about 6 songs into the album. Okay. And then we're already 3 songs into the EP.
Nice.
So,
okay.
Yeah, it's a nice little bounce because when we work on the stuff for the EP, there's like a time frame, so it puts the pressure on us, and we're in there working, and we separate it throughout the week. Tuesdays are EP days, and Thursdays is our album days, and then Sunday we practice. So when we come in Thursday, everybody's a little bit more relaxed. We got the brisket for the barbecue pit.
Nice.
A nice 12-pack. We kind of relax and really kind of spend some time with each other. And then once we start feeling that emotional kind of, hey, let's get to work. So it's really awesome working with these guys.
That's a true way to work right there.
Yep. It is, man. I mean, yeah, it took us a little while to kind of figure that out too, like just being a new band and you want to get all your ideas out there, and everybody's not in a rush, but they want you to hear their part. We had to really kind of just go, okay, we need to separate this, and everybody, once we did that, I mean, it just runs so smooth now. It really does.
Now, another thing, too, I noticed, I mean, you guys have shared the stage with some of the biggest names in music.
Yes, sir.
That's got to be pretty intense and kind of blow you away at times.
Yeah, especially recently. When I first got into Pigweed, that was a lot of the reason why John wanted me to join when I first met the guys. He knew I had, some connections or whatever. I just kind of left that on the back burner. I really wanted to get to know the guys. We jammed for like 2 years before I was like, hey, I know this guy. And we just kind of went from there, and, we got to, I think our first show, we opened up for Flaw and Head PE, and then we kind of went from there to Mushroom Head and Edema and Orgy, and I mean the list goes on. Drowning Pool, Seven Dust. I mean, we did a lot of really good shows. Then we got offered to jump on the Sling and Ink Tattoo Expo, which was doing 3 dates in Texas, and we did all of them. And we got to play with Volbeat,
nice.
Which those guys are really, really cool. And so in the middle of all that, it was kind of like, it was, for me, it was like, man, I'm here again, but it was nerve-wracking as well, because at the same time, these are all the bands that I have on my wall,
right.
So, you're sharing the stage with them, and you got to give them the full respect, and then they give it back to you, man, and it feels really awesome to be on those bills, because we've made a lot of good friends, and I'm constantly chatting with the guys from El Nino and Motor Grader, and just they're come through town. They give me a call. We go eat. I mean, it's really, I think last month I sat down and said, man, this is just crazy. Because half of these bands I cherished when I was younger.
Sure.
So it's just really amazing, man. And the guys and me are so thankful and blessed to be a part of it. So definitely.
Very cool. So what's the plans for the rest of the year then? Did you just continue writing? Is there any shows coming up?
Actually, we have 2 shows. We have one here in San Antonio that we are doing with some friends of ours that are in some need of some help. It's like a benefit. And we don't do too many local shows here in town. A majority, 90% of the shows we do throughout a year are national shows. So we're doing this one for some friends of ours called the Akuzma, and they're really cool guys here in San Antonio, Texas, on the 16th at a club called Zombies. And the club is really, really awesome. Great people own it. So it's going to be a good time. Then the next day, we actually go to Austin and hook up with a very good friend of ours. We're opening up for One-Eyed Doll in Austin. And we know her. She's from around here. She's been playing in this music scene for a long time. So she's signed to Roadrunner Records right now. And she's coming through on her tour, and she asked us to jump on for the 17th and then the show here in San Antonio. So after that, we really took a break. We had a show confirmed with El Nino, but they're going out of country. They changed their tour dates. So that one got put on hold, and the only thing we have left are 2 shows that are confirmed, and they're real spread out. One of them's at the end of January with Flaw, and then the next one, we have an out-of-country booking agent that was dealing with us before Star One Records. And we have the Tijuana Metal Music Expo in Mexico in July.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're getting really excited because she's got a lot of good shows coming up for us in Mexico, Brazil. We also are dealing with some other labels that we made friends with being on these national shows. And so we're going to be going to California and stuff and doing some work with Dead Sea Records. And those guys have been putting their hand out and helping us out a lot as well. So, you know, the whole thing is just really amazing that, you know, we have these people in this industry that deal with these bigger bands that really are putting their hand out to us and welcoming us. And it's just amazing.
That is awesome.
So, yeah,
cool. So you
those
guys
are the
got
only
a lot
shows that we have.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of stuff on your plate coming up, and 2016 is going to be a busy year for you guys.
Yeah, I believe in the end of July is when we sit down with Star One and start talking about management and touring with the label. And they want to book us everywhere between Cali and New York. So
yeah, I was going to say when you guys coming to Philly?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm already putting it in their head, like, hey, these are some of the places we want to go. You know, we're slowly talking. The wonderful thing, I have to say this about Star One Records, is that she has really taken into consideration where we come from as a band, and she has pretty much let us not decide, but like say, hey, this is how we're going to structure things. And she is the one that's kind of saying, okay, you know, we're going to take our time and get you into the touring instead of just throwing y'all in there head first.
Right.
You know what I mean? All of us are older musicians and we've been around for a while. So that was one of the things I explained to her, was that, you know, we wanted to really kind of get to know the people that we're working with before we start working with them. Just because there's so many different people in the industry that are there for the right reason, and then there's people there for the wrong reason. So
exactly.
But we just wanted to say that, man, we are so blessed that Star One has pretty much said, okay, we're going to work with y'all guys, and we're going to do this the way y'all guys will be comfortable. And we just really, really adore the fact that they did that for us, because most labels won't do that.
No,
you know?
no. Right. That's cool.
They're like, you going on the road and that's it. So, yeah. Laura's definitely a wonderful lady, and she's out there to help the musicians because she is a musician. So,
cool.
What I can say to everybody else out there is if they want to start dealing with someone who's really out there to help you, look up Star One Records for sure.
Awesome. Now, where can everybody find the band?
You can go to different websites. Right now, we are redoing our website since we're dealing with a label now. But we do you can go on Reverb Nation, look up Pigweed. It has bios, pictures, videos, even some of the latest songs. Of course, we're on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And then you can also go on Star One Records and find Pigweed in there as one of their artists, and has the full thing as well, the bio, the pictures, upcoming shows. It has our merch information on there if you want to buy shirts, stuff like that. So there's definitely a couple places you can go. Star One Records, Facebook, and Reverb Nation are the ones that we get hit on the most.
Cool. Very, very cool. So, all right, I'm going to play for everybody. I have the song Ascending ready to roll for everybody.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say about this song before we let you go?
Well, for one, I hope everyone enjoys it. We worked really, really hard on it. I'm just really going to let everyone hear it and relate to it in the way they do it on their own. I don't like really saying what this song is about because everybody will relate to something in their own way. So
right.
I really hope y'all guys enjoy it. Keep an eye out for Pigweed. We will be coming through. And hit up Star One for more information. As much as I can say.
Awesome. Well, Dave, I want to thank you so much for the interview. And we'll keep plugging away for you guys. And I hope to see you guys hitting Philly in 2016.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
You too now.
All right, bye.
All right, everybody, there he goes, Dave from Pigweed. And right now, here it is, the band Pigweed with Ascending.